In a constantly revolving world, changes are brought because of the people's want to adapt and innovate. Modernization, it is a never-ending phenomenon. It is unstoppable. This phenomenon causes changes, and those changes have an effect on the present in either a positive or a negative way. But as a citizen of this nation, are you aware of how modernization becomes a threat for the indigenous art and its people in general? Some indigenous communities and ethnicities continue to live totally according to their traditional ways. Others, in contrary, now integrate their old traditions with new ones that modernization and globalization have introduced to them.
Because indigenous people frequently lack the authority and influence necessary to defend their tradition and heritage against the interests of more dominant outsiders, indigenous art is most at risk of being lost to cultural globalization. Due to their incapacity to compete in a world that is becoming more and more globalized, they are obliged to adopt the practices of dominant cultural groups in order to survive, which might lead them to lose their own culture and traditions that help define who they are.
With the threat of indigenous arts and traditions going extinct, how can we prevent it in light of the increasing modernization and globalization?
There are so many ways to promote and preserve indigenous art. First and foremost, we should protect their ancestral territories against deforestation and from big companies who can take their homeland by supporting the Senate Bill 1128 proposed by Senator Risa Hontiveros.
Second, maaari tayong mag-file ng petition for the government to conduct an exhibition and fairs to the different regions of the Philippines that will showcase different masterpieces ng iba't ibang tribo.
Bukod sa mga nabanggit, we can also help preserving indigenous art by supporting locals o sariling atin by buying crafts created by them instead of imported ones. This can benefit us both dahil makakakuha tayo ng high-quality products and at the same time makakatulong tayo sa pag-preserve nito at matutulungan din natin sila financially. On the other hand, masusuportahan natin sila hindi lamang sa pagbili ng mga products nila, but also by spreading awareness through social media. Especially for this generation because we all know that most of them aren't aware of its importance. Alam naman natin na by just a few clicks, maaari nang makarating sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo ang ating mga salawin. Kaya we believe that with the help of social media, maaari din natin i-promote at i-preserve ang indigenous arts.
Lastly, we can share our knowledge to the younger generation so that they can have an idea about the indigenous art and the Philippine cultures in general.
To sum everything up, it may be simple, but if every Filipino will be able to do the same and work as one,
It will be a big help on promoting and preserving indigenous art despite the circumstances that the world have brought, like globalization and modernization. With this, we can see the richness of Philippine arts even in the pre-Hispanic indigenous literature, culture, legacy, and consciousness.
Being aware by this topic will help us understand better ourselves and the culture that defines us and to contribute to the transformation of our fragmented, globally integrated nation.
Makiisa,
makilahok
at pagyamanin ang sariling atin.